Hi everyone, I'm Mark Rosenthal with you on this Sunday night. We have a winter storm coming, so gear up for that. But first things first. Did you watch the Patriots game this afternoon? So bad. You know the thing that hurts the most? I know I sound spoiled because we've won so many years, and a lot of folks outside New England saying, come on, give someone else a chance. I get that. But we were so good for the first 8 games, and now just to see us fall apart, I think Brady is hurt. He's not connecting to his people. We've lost Josh Gordon. A.B. Brown screwed up. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, and you can't be great all the time, you know? It's like when I bust a forecast, I'm saying, Mark, you're normally so great. Really? 48 years of doing this, boy. I'll show you my weather scars. You see, this was one. No, anyway. All right. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Stop crying, Mark. Here we go. We have in purple a winter weather advisory. Then, I'm sorry, in the pink, or the lighter purple, I should say, we have a winter weather advisory. In the dark purple, an ice storm warning for Worcester and the Berkshires. In pink, it's a winter storm warning. I think this should be expanded further east, and I think it will be by morning, because I think even just in the immediate western suburbs of Boston, we're in for a pretty decent ice storm, even though we may go to rain. I know Boston downtown will go to rain eventually. So let's get into it and check out the dealio, shall we? Temperatures as of early this evening, still 40 in Boston, but 35 around Portsmouth, 34 in Portland, 31 up around Augusta, 20s northern Maine. But notice these temperatures, the green temperatures, are the dew point temperatures, 19, 26, 23. Even Boston's dew point temperature is below freezing. So what does that mean? That means we have some room for evaporational cooling, that once precipitation begins, it could potentially cool the air to the dew point temperature. And temperatures will fall, and even though we'll start as rain, I think we'll quickly mix with some snow and sleet, and it will be a wintry mix. So let's look at some national temperatures. You see a good chunk of cold air in eastern Canada where it's in the single numbers and teens. Once this thing gets going and the wind turns north-northeast, some of this in the low layers of the atmosphere will be draining down. Even though at 5,000 feet will become an oven, it's still going to be tough to dislodge cold high pressure to our north. And we'll show you that in one momento. Actually, let's show you that right now. We do have cold high pressure located to the north of New England, right in this position here. This is going to slide over to eastern Canada and hold that north and northeast wind in here tomorrow. Here's the main storm, which is going up around Minnesota way with a couple of weather fronts in this position. There's going to be a new storm by tomorrow morning forming around Chesapeake Bay, moving just south of Cape Cod by tomorrow night. That's important because I think it's going to keep the wind northeast here. Although I think Boston will lose eventually, and we will go over to plain rain. That's what I'm thinking now. But the morning commute, folks, is going to be a real mess with snow and ice falling north and west of Boston, sleet and rain in Boston, maybe some freezing rain in the city for a time as well. As we look at the next map, what do we got? We have a national radar loop, and you can see time am I recording this at about 7:44. We have what appears to be some snow falling from just north of Albany down to Rutland into portions of New Hampshire. Here comes the rain, but just give it a couple of hours, you're going to see it change over to sleet and some snowflakes and some freezing rain. We have a large swath of precipitation, snow on the backside of this storm, and we have to watch it very carefully tomorrow afternoon because we're going to have low pressure shifting to the southeast, and we may drag down some cold air again late tomorrow night. That may be an additional icing situation here. Anyway, Chatham radar as of 7:45 this evening shows precipitation almost into the Boston area. See, it's moving in this position. Oh, Mark, let's do it like this. In this position, just like this, and it's coming in here, and we'll be here before 9 o'clock tonight. All right, so by 8, I'm thinking 18Z. I'm thinking weather terms. Okay, 18 Zulu. So say 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, we have an intense storm in the Great Lakes. There's a weather front like this, and then we have a little warm frontal zone south of New England like this. And here's a little secondary storm around Chesapeake Bay. And notice the cold high here saying, I'm going nowhere with that north wind, dragging that low-level cold air in. So it's going to be a fight to change it all over to rain along the coast. There's going to be a very serious ice storm inland, just north and west of 128. And even by Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock, with the low center, if this is the real world, and the low center's here, the winds north-northeast, bringing that low-level cold air back. We may see a change to ice even in Boston before the storm ends Tuesday morning. And then behind that for New Year's Eve, I know a lot of folks are worried that it's going to be lousy New Year's Eve. No, it's not. It's going to be partly cloudy, windy, and cold in the upper 20s. So this is what we're thinking now. We're thinking in the immediate greater Boston area, Metro Boston to 128. We're going to have a mix of snow, sleet, and rain, then to ice, and then to all rain. But once you get on the western side of 128 out to 495. It's primarily an ice storm, a very serious ice storm, 495 west, down the pike into northern Connecticut, up the coast to Portsmouth. I think there's going to be power outages and all kinds of things, trees down, you'll see. And then north of that red line, you're going to have 6 inches plus of heavy snow, which I think could still mix with some ice. And of course, south of Boston, mostly a rain event, even though it could mix with a little sleet at times. So that's what I'm thinking now. Of course, we'll be here throughout the night. We'll keep you posted. Until then, I'm Mark Rosenthal.